Hello, I'm Phil Rood, and I'm the dad who shuts off bad movies halfway through.
And I'm Austin Rood, and I'm the son who's terrorized by the dream ghosts of the movies my dad shuts off halfway through.
And on this mini-series of The Picture Show, we relive our nightmares by watching each Nightmare on Elm Street movie and getting on the mic to talk about it in something we're tentatively calling Nightmare on 34th Street.
That's right. And this week we are talking about the very first one in that series. This is 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street, in which a boogeyman haunts and kills teenagers in their dreams, which kills them in real life somehow. This movie stars Heather Langenkamp as Nancy, John Saxon as Nancy's dad, Johnny Depp?
I think it's Depp. I looked it up earlier. I'm not sure.
No one's really heard of this guy.
It's some nobody.
Johnny Depp as Nancy's boyfriend, and Robert Engel.
Just like it looks. England. Yeah.
England. Okay. As Freddy Krueger. This movie was written and directed by the late great Wes Craven.
That's right. Fred Krueger, as he's credited in
That's
this.
right. Just Fred.
The weird opening credits of this. I was a little fascinated by the opening credits of this movie because...
Well, at first I thought there was a problem with the DVD that you had gotten, and I thought, like, oh, we're stuck in this aspect ratio.
Oh, yeah. There's a... the opening... Is it the opening of the movie?
It's or like was it the very oopening sequence. Yeah. Like, they play the... whatever the film studio
New Line,
right?
Yep.
And then they cut to there's credits at the bottom of the screen, but then the movie is just in a weird. It's in a weird
box of the creation of the glove.
Right. It kind of reminds me of the creation of Coraline. The doll at the very beginning. Oh. I wonder if that's a direct reference.
It totally could be, because
they were thinking of Coraline when making this
I could see, like, Henry Selick being, like, a huge fan of Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, it's the other way around.
Oh, you think it's reverse
Nightmare
engineered?
on Elm Street was inspired by
Wes
the movie
Craven,
that came out in the 2010s.
Traveled through time to do this, yeah. This is actually our second Wes Craven movie. Do you remember the other one?
I'm scared to ask. No, because I thought Wes Craven had directed another movie we'd done, and that was not him.
Oh, which one did you think it was?
I thought he made The Fly.
Oh, no.
So
I could see that, kind of.
I have later on, I think we're going to talk about the
I saw it in
Cronenberg
the
similarities.
We'll still talk about it.
But, no, what other Wes...
He directed The Serpent and the Rainbow, which we watched, the Haitian voodoo movie.
Yes, and that was really good.
Yeah, it's really good, yeah.
Okay.
So it's our second Wes Craven movie. It's our second Johnny Depp movie. The other one being Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Okay, yep.
And this is the second time a filming location has shown up in our podcast.
Oh boy. This one you'll have to give me a hint on, because I don't even know what to connect it to.
Bo Burnham's Inside was filmed. He was living in Nancy's house.
Yes. Okay. I had heard about that.
I believe he actually filmed it in the guest house in back,
which is on
but
the property,
his girlfriend owned it, at least at the time, owned the Nightmare on Elm Street, the Thompson house, Nancy's house.
Yes, I had heard about that a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's such a weird funny thing.
When I started, that one I remembered, and then I'm like, oh, this is our second Wes Craven movie. And it feels like we should have done more Johnny Depp movies, just because I think there was a bunch of years where he was just in so much stuff.
Yeah. I know when we did our season of trilogies, we considered doing the Pirates movies, but they had to continue making them and make it not a trilogy.
And but there's still that core trilogy we could have done. And I think because also, like, Johnny Depp, and I know there's a lot of baggage with Johnny Depp, the man. But there's a couple of his movies that I revisit regularly, like Black Mass. What's the
we know you're all we all know you're a big fan of the Lone Ranger movie.
The Lone Ranger, absolutely, yes. His portrayal of Tonto, the Native American.
It's really authentic.
It's really, yes, it's not at all I'm not even gonna but that and Public Enemies I think is a solid movie. The Michael Mann movie about John Dillinger. It's not historically accurate in any way, but it's a really good gangster movie.
Okay, I do like...
And Depp is good.
I like him as an actor. I like when he gets serious.
Yeah.
As much as he does his goofy roles, but like
right.
He can really embody a character.
Yeah, no, Johnny Depp's done some great movies.
In this movie, I've got some acting notes.
This was is actually his first movie, and I believe he only got cast in it because he went with his friend who was auditioning.
Okay.
Johnny Depp, I think, was trying to be a musician at the time. He had moved to LA to be in a band. And it might have been Wes Craven's daughter was like, he's cute, you should put him in the movie. There's some weird way that he got cast in this movie and actually like launched a huge career off of it.
That's kind of the thing, is everything's by chance, you know?
Yeah.
Don't necessarily have to be a Nepo baby, but...
You know, that friend gets pissed every time there's like a new Johnny Depp movie where he gets paid like $1 billion. Man,
I could have been the pirate.
That could have been me every time.
It's funny because looking at the cast of this movie, if I was going to take Johnny Depp knowing his reputation and cast him, I would have cast him as the kid that they think is the killer.
The kid who dies in jail?
Yeah. I feel like that's more suited to his future roles.
To some of his reputation as a kind of dirtbag or whatever, instead of like... Yeah, he's a little more of a pretty boy in this stage. Also, I think noteworthy is John Saxon, because he's first billed in this movie, which is a little weird when you think about it. But it is like he was probably the most established guy coming into this. If you don't, he plays Nancy's dad. He's actually one of the girls' dad in Halloween, and he's also the town cop in Halloween, in the original Halloween.
Okay.
He was in like Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. Like John Saxon is one of those.
He's a professional dad.
He was like that guy. Not in Enter the Dragon. He's like a badass degenerate gambler in that. But he was one of those like that guys, like a character actor who just, if you watch a lot of movies from 70s through like the mid to late 80s, like he just shows up in a lot of stuff. He does play a lot of cops, I think, because he's one of those guys who just looks like a cop.
He fits the role, yeah.
Looks like a dad. He looks like a cop. He's just that guy. So
I hate to say this, Dad, but I think if you were an actor...
I would probably be cast as a cop or a
typecast as that.
A hapless principal or...
Yeah. Oh, no, you would be.
Yes. Trying to catch Ferris Bueller.
I was going to say, in the remake of The Breakfast Club, starring Phil Rood.
I know what I look like as...
But that is cool that he's first billed. Like, that kind of shows how unknown the kids were in this.
Yeah, Johnny Depp. This was introducing Johnny Depp was his credit. So this was his first role. Heather Langenkamp, who I think she's in at least 2 more of these.
I think she's in... I looked up. She's like... in 3 or 4 of them. One of them might be a documentary about the...
She's in a lot of stuff related to it. A lot of like any kind of like horror documentary. You know, she is interviewed in any kind of not Friday. Nightmare on Elm Street retrospective. Like she'll be in that. She was in she's still acting. She's in Flanagan stuff now. She was in The Midnight Club, which I still have not seen.
Right.
But I know you watch it. And she is in the latest Flanagan thing, which I also have not seen, is Life of Chuck. Did you see Life of Chuck? It came out this summer. It came and went. It's a Stephen King thing that Mike Flanagan did.
I didn't even hear about
it.
That
It looked
one.
really interesting. A lot of his regular people, like Mark Hamill's in it.
Huh.
But she is apparently in that too. So she's still acting, and she was, I think, fairly well known, at least in horror circles for a while. She was on a sitcom for a while, a lot of TV. But this was real early for her too. So it is like a lot of these actors, the younger ones were kids,
Right.
who were just kind of starting their careers. And then I don't know what Robert Englund had been in before that. But
Now, was this movie popular at the time, or did it get like popular after?
No, this was a real, I don't know, like box office wise or ranking what it was, but this was known for a long time. New Line Cinema was called The House That Freddy Built. This was the movie that allowed, I don't think, this wasn't New Line's first movie, but this was their first like real big success that allowed them to continue as a studio and to grow. And it's why they kept making them. Like it was a cash cow for them.
Interesting.
Every time they made a Freddy movie, they made a shitload of money. So, this was a really successful movie, and this franchise was going through the time I was in, like, 84. I would have been 9. So all the time that I was in school, this was, and this was one of those movies a lot of my friends saw. I was afraid to watch these. I talked about this when I covered all the Friday the 13th movies. These were movies I was afraid of. Like I thought they were scary movies, and I was just like
the idea of
them scared me. And I also didn't want to watch them with my friends because I knew they liked them and they laughed at them, and I'm like, I don't want to be the scared guy in the movie that nobody else is afraid of.
You're just Millhouse. I wasn't scared.
I was very afraid of being outed as a coward. I didn't understand that these were sillier than what they are.
Well, that's the kind of thing is you build up, scary movie. That's how I was with Paranormal Activity.
Oh yeah,
those movies are stupid.
Those movies are fun though. In this, I think it's in a similar way. Like I watched all of those, and I thought they were fun, and they just got dumber and dumber as they went, and I liked them more the dumber they got.
But on the middle school bus, oh gosh, everyone's talking about them. I'm like, ooh,
that's interesting.
Scary.
That to think that every generation has the horror franchise that a lot of kids see too young, and the rest of the kids are like, oh my god, that sounds intense.
That's for this new generation, it's going to be the Megan movies. That ridiculous killer robot. So cheesy.
What is the horror franchise now?
That's the thing is it's kind of splintered. Most of I think Scream was very popular with my generation.
But Scream is that's right.
I know it's not it wasn't made when we were young, but I don't know, my generation is kind of very obsessed with
I'm talking about what's the current, I think, contemporary being made now, because I don't think there is one.
The closest I would say, or the most recent, would be the Purge movies.
Wow, and those are pretty old.
They're already they're getting pretty old.
We've talked about Blumhouse makes good horror, but as far as horror franchises, I don't know that there really is one.
Well, now we're kind of getting into the legacy trilogy.
It's
sequels.
It's reboots of Halloween and what's the one that just came out? The cheating death one. Final Destination.
Oh, yeah.
I Know What You Did Last Night. Scream comes back around every few years. Which
I will say, watching this movie, I was kind of like, where's our revamped sequel trilogy to this?
They actually tried it a few
did they?
It's probably been 10 or 12 years ago.
So I was gonna say, I don't remember a recent one coming out
around the time of the Friday the 13th remake. which is very good. I think.
Okay.
For what it is, I think it's a really interesting.
I wasn't saying that judgmentally.
Sort of like no. Like I'm not putting it up with like the greats of cinema, but it's like I think it's a really fun horror movie, and I think it's a really interesting twist they put on the character of Jason in that.
Okay.
I think it was probably around that same time when they're like, well, that one kind of worked. Let's do a Friday the 13th one.
Yeah.
Or a Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm going to do this the whole time.
I mean, yeah, they're all...
let's do a Freddy one. And it's bad. It's just like, it's boring.
It's just disappointing.
It's just kind of like, it's good casting. They got Jackie Earle Haley to play Freddy. And it's just a little... It's almost like the thing where they try to go darker with it, but then they lose what's fun about it. Like, yeah. I don't remember it real well, but I want to say they like, oh, Freddy's not just a child murderer. He's a child molester. Like they put these other...
We didn't really
it's like, we don't have to make it the grossest thing. Like, he's already a disgusting, predatory character. We don't have to be explicitly gross about what this is. And it just sort of like takes all the fun out of Freddy.
Freddy also did blackface in high school. Like, what?
Yes.
Are we canceling Freddy now? Yeah. Nowadays, it would be, Freddy's on the Epstein list.
Well, that's why he killed that kid in jail.
Oh, God. It's all connected.
It's all connected. I'm looking. Robert Englund had been around as a character actor for quite a while before this.
I will say
10 years. He'd been acting for like 10 years.
I think it's disappointing because I look at what they did with the Halloween sequel trilogy, and I really like that. And I don't know. I feel like we could do that with Nightmare. Sure. Nightmare is this. Spoiler alert for my rating at the end, I guess. But I liked this movie. This was a fun movie.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
But I also feel like parts of it aren't done the best. Like, in terms of like
the budget shows. Yeah. The production is not all that. Yeah.
And so to take these ideas and to try to like redo them and just put a little more production value into it.
To do something,
I feel like it could work, but
more production value and more better ideas. You'll see. Spoiler alert! I have a real warm spot in my heart for New Nightmare because it really is sort of a higher concept idea for the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise for the time. You'll see when we get there. What is I'm assuming you haven't seen that one because it seems to be kind of like forgotten. I don't know where it falls in the canon of things, which wasn't really a thing anyone cared about. It's like a movie. If a movie came out, everyone's like, okay, that's just part of the franchise, and then later on they sort out what's canon and what's not.
As far as
have you how many of these movies have you seen before?
For these movies, the only one I've seen is the second one.
Okay.
I watched it with my friends, and I was like, this is really fun. I haven't seen the first one, but you don't really need to. And then I have heard about, I think you're talking about the fourth one where there's fourth wall break stuff in it, but I don't know much about it.
No, New Nightmare is the very last one that we'll watch.
Okay.
Okay. I've seen this one a few times. I've seen it, here and there. Okay. I think I've seen 2, which was probably the first one that I watched too. Mm-hmm. Is there a Jaws parody in 2 where the glove is coming up through the water?
Bit, yeah.
Okay. That's the one I saw. And then I've seen parts of a whole bunch of other ones. So I don't know which ones they are. I've seen kills from certain ones. I've seen, it's on TV. So you watch for a commercial break or whatever.
The Treehouse of Horror version.
Treehouse of Horror is a good one with Willie.
Yeah. It works. It's honestly, it's a good one.
Okay, so, I don't want to spoil New Nightmare for you. But it is sort of elevating the concept. And I think Wes Craven was involved in that one, more directly than he was any since the first one.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I know he doesn't direct at least a whole bunch of them in there. Like he does the first one, like what John Carpenter did with Halloween was like, I did the first one. You want to keep making sequel? Like he didn't even want to do the sequel tease at the end of this one,
right?
Like with the convertible and all that. He wanted a definitive ending where Nancy wins and goes on with her life, and that was the, he was not planning on sequels. And the head of New Line, I don't remember his name, like pushed for that, and it was I just watched a video or something on this, and it was Wes Craven said basically like, I didn't like the ending, but that was my compromise to do the movie.
Right.
Like he was like,
don't make it.
He goes, without that, I don't. Freddy isn't even a thing. So he's like, yeah, I made the compromise, and that was it. And
seeing the second one, it is funny because I do remember the convertible, and I'm pretty sure that cliffhanger or whatever that's like resolved in the first 5 minutes.
Probably,
and
that's
then it's just
what
like
all
on
sequels
to the next
used to be.
It's like
yeah.
so cheap. Come on,
it's
guys.
like the old like movie serials or even like TV shows that did this, where like the cliffhanger leading up to the commercial,
right?
And then they go to commercial and they come back and it's not even a thing,
right?
Like it just is. Who cares?
Pretty much.
So, yeah. That's our, we got our histories. We got our,
I did want to say as well, like, part of why I was saying, oh, maybe there should be a modern reboot, is there's one aspect of this story that's, like, the parents' side of it.
Yeah.
That I feel like needs a little more focus. Like, not too much, obviously. It's not their story. But there's this whole thing with, like, you're paying for your parents' sins.
Right.
We don't need, like, dramatic flashbacks to the
That's in the
murder.
remake. The remake, the murder of Fred Krueger is actually in the remake.
I mean, you could do a whole movie about that, really.
You could. And that was always a big complaint of mine about slasher movies, was that I always felt like the backstory of the slashers was often more interesting than the actual...
Yeah.
Nuts and bolts movie. I'm not a big fan of like the first Friday the 13th. I do like that. I do like this movie. I've had a back and forth with it over the years where, it's at certain points I'm like, well, this is cheesy and it's cheap and I don't like it. And then I'll come back to it and then, I'll be like, oh, this isn't bad. And then I watch it. I haven't seen it in years. And just watching it today, I'm like, this is actually like, really good for what it is.
Yeah.
For being a no budget, like kind of semi high concept movie. But yeah, I always thought like the backstory of this is so interesting. The backstory of Jason Voorhees, so interesting.
Right.
Or not Jason, but Jason's mom, especially in the first one. It's the most interesting part of it.
But we don't keep hold of that. We like push it off.
It's given here almost just as like disposable exposition, as opposed to like Nancy's mad at her mom for like a scene, and then she's like, okay, whatever.
On
and it's
to
like,
the next thing.
No, like your parents kept this horrible secret from you, and now you're being punished for it.
But also, we have the typical, there's something unbelievable happening to me and I need your help. And, okay, you're just crazy kind of thing. And, like, I do like that trope a little bit. But, like, when you come here and then that the parents of this town came together to kill a man.
Right.
Then they should kind of have an extra layer of, like, is it possible
she literally brings his hat with his name in it out of a dream.
Yes.
And her mom is just like, nah, don't pay attention to that. I'm going to keep day drinking over here. And no, I like the trope of something crazy is happening and no one believes me. I think is a good trope because it leans into like my biggest fear of being like institutionalized and not and telling people I'm not crazy, which makes me seem crazy. You know, like this.
That's the Invisible Man remake. That was
yes, The Invisible Man is an awesome movie. Yes, but that's the very thing. But yes, it's played so lightly here that it is sort of like frustrating. When she says, he wore a red and green sweater and he had a hat and he had a glove with knives on, and her mom and dad like look at each other. And then they just shove her in the car. They're just sort of like, dude, obviously she knows something. Right. It's time to start like talking about this. Not to mention the idea of like this entire town, presumably knows what went down.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like she's like a group of us parents that basically like we formed a lynch mob and went and murdered this guy, which I'm also like,
HOA hey, got together and
good on you guys. It's about time an HOA did some good work.
Yeah, take out the trash
and really helped out a community.
But yeah, no, it's the equivalent of like when there's a very dramatic thing that happens in a movie, and it's like if you had like 2 more lines of dialogue to explain yourself for this like misunderstanding, then it would be resolved.
It's like if people just so talk to each other, yes,
please,
or hey, just tell the truth. You have like the sitcom trope of like telling a lie that you don't need to tell,
right?
Like any rational person, you wouldn't have to lie about this,
Come on.
But yeah, it just is. It is like people that they want you to see as rational, making irrational decisions or behaving irrationally in a way that isn't believable to the character, but the plot needs that to move it along.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it's egregious here. I don't think it's horribly out of character, but like the mom kind of like suddenly becomes a drunk. Like it's never like hinted at before that. We barely see her, honestly.
There is one scene, I did catch it early on.
Is it in there?
In the beginning, yeah. She hides a bottle.
Okay.
Like they're making, it's like the breakfast scene or whatever, and the daughter comes in the room and she hides something behind her back, and it's a bottle. I thought she was putting something in her daughter's drink to make her like go to sleep.
Is it when she's talking about the hat?
No, this is before.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, that's what happens in the hat scene.
Yeah. I think there's something before that.
Okay. Yeah, I've never caught it then. Okay, never mind. I withdraw my complaint.
Okay.
But yeah. You have on here, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? And I wondered what that was in reference to.
Do you know where they are? No, it's just kind of like, the kids being wherever, doing whatever, but also, like, these parents are just, like, it's, again, pointing at the parents and being like, they're really bad parents. Just, like,
it's the 80s, chief man. Of police yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, like Nancy's parents are, her mom's kind of checked out, and they're divorced, and her dad is, the workaholic cop, or whatever.
That's it, yeah.
And then, the first girl, Tina, her mom and her mom's shitbag boyfriend,
they're like Vegas or something.
Yeah, they leave her there by herself the day after she claws her nightgown to shreds.
Yeah, that's
it's like, dude, there's something wrong with your daughter. Like having
she's like, trim your nails.
Yeah, trim your nails or quit having dreams like that. And then Johnny Depp's parents are just, they don't even show up till the end of the movie.
Yeah, they're just kind of there.
Yeah. But, and then the other kid didn't even have parents, I don't think.
No.
But
he's a kid from the other side of the tracks.
Right. You can tell by his leather jacket.
Just has a bunch of cronies he hangs out with.
He's like a Stephen King bully.
Yeah.
He's got a switchblade and a leather jacket. But yeah, no, I think it's kind of, I don't know if it was trying to make a statement on that. Just sort of
I just think it was
the contemporary 80s where like there is like memes about that now about like, hey, your Gen X parents ran around and did whatever they want to the point where they had to put PSAs on TV to remind their parents to check on their kids. And
hey, remember you have children?
We were latchkey kids, a lot of us.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, there was a for a town so protective that they murdered somebody.
Right.
Her little hands off. And that was I think that's the thing that hits me about Nancy's mom. The shift in her is that she is like very protective of Nancy at the beginning. Like
right.
When she like hears her in the bath and she's like, prying the door open and like, oh my God, are you okay? Like,
right, and she takes her to the doctor. She kind of takes it seriously at first, and then she just does a full 180.
And then she just starts drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she realizes it's the ghost of Freddy Krueger.
But, at the end, she doesn't even need to drink.
That's right.
She's fully reformed.
Well, until she gets pulled through the window in the door.
Well,
I mean, that'll do it.
Sobriety's a cycle.
Is it?
That's not the takeaway of this at
all. Freddy's Rehab Clinic.
That was me circling back to that idea.
Okay,
because she says she doesn't need to drink at the end, and I was like, oh, Freddy cured
her. Freddy, Friends of Freddy.
That's it. Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's
all
Freddy's.
It takes.
That's it. Is Freddy scary? That's my question. Not
debatable.
Not is this movie scary? But Freddy himself, do you think he's threatening?
In this movie,
let's just go by this movie.
I don't think the character is scary. I think the concept is scary. Like, the idea that something in your dreams is going to kill you and you have to stay awake. It's like every kid focuses on like, oh, have you ever stayed up all night? Mm-hmm. Or like you go to sleepover, you're like, we didn't sleep at all.
We're not even going to sleep.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like taking that and making it like, oh, well, this is a life or death situation. Because if you fall asleep, you're going to die. That is objectively a cool concept. But like, Freddy ain't scary. Not in this. He's just like cuts off his fingers for no reason. Like, ooh. He's like a rage baiter or something.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like a trickster. Kind of. He's
a troll.
He's an imp. Yeah. And I do think he's more threatening than what he becomes in this. Like, he is darker in this.
He does towards the end of the movie.
I think at the end he becomes like really menacing because they kind of shoot him in shadows more. And
there's more going on than him just chasing someone down a corridor.
Right.
Which is most of the first half.
But I agree, like the concept is in a vacuum scary. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a great concept. And then I think all of the this isn't related to if he's scary or not, but I think like actually like bringing in like the lore of dream, like folklore. I'm sure it's not real, but like the idea of like, oh, you get all your art and culture from dreams, and it's like this subconscious birthing, right, and then like if there's something negative or scary, you just turn your back and take its power away. I think that's cool. I think it's cool stuff to weave into like your slasher movie mythology, to have actual mythology or sort of like a culture base to this idea that you're putting together.
It does feel to me a little like Pennywise.
Yeah, it's a lot like Pennywise.
You're feeding on the fears, and if you don't give in to your fear, you've taken its power away.
It's what year was it? Is this pre-it?
2019, Dad.
Thanks. Jerk.
It was.
1986. This actually beats it to the punch by 2 years.
The book itself?
The novel. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
But yeah, it is the idea of taking, and I'm sure that's not original to this movie either.
Right.
But taking something's power away from it. Yeah, no, it's cool. And I did like that. I did appreciate this movie. These little pieces of it a little bit more this time than I have before. And just kind of seeing like, oh, Wes Craven really sort of like crafted this movie. Like this isn't just like some generic scare fest. Like
right.
Wes Craven was really like telling a character story and a mythology story. And you can see that kind of how that ties to Serpent and the Rainbow. Having this mythology, having this sort of subconscious world,
right.
that is about dreams and
he
psychedelic
definitely seems
visions.
Focused on that in a lot of work.
Wes Craven is, I don't know a ton about him, but he was, and he's been dead like 10 years now, but like his background is really interesting. Like he came from a like super religious family and like was not allowed to watch movies as a child, and was kind of came out of that background and was sort of like afraid to make. He made these movies and was like, I hope no one from my hometown sees these movies or something. You have like this really interesting background for what he ended up. And he made more than horror, but he ended up being, just known as this horror director.
Yeah. I will say, like, I don't think this movie is scary, but I think some of the coolest things about the scares are like the practical effects they have in here.
Oh, sure.
And I mean, obviously, I say that like it's an achievement, like a modern movie doing practical effects is actually like, oh, isn't this cool? They're not resorting to CGI, right. But like, even still, like the stuff they're doing in this movie is really cool. And I think that's why I thought this was the same as Cronenberg.
Oh yeah,
because the stuff that he has in here, like the when Freddy cuts himself open and he's got like
the ooze and the maggots and
right.
Yeah.
There's that, and there's a few scenes where it's like things on the ceiling, and it's like, oh, the camera's been manipulated,
or the room is a spinning room, like the Poltergeist room,
right? Especially with like the blood pouring upward,
the backwards, yeah,
it's so cool.
It's great,
and just like not something you would see in a normal slasher.
The rubber wall where he first is coming down over Nancy is, I mean, it's like one of those things where you think about it and you're like, oh, that's, I could do that, but it's like, could you think of that on your own and implement it in a way that it looked real and cool?
And then the next shot, she touches it. It's solid wall.
Yeah.
And she puts back up the cross. I love that it's like the cross fell down and, oh, now she's vulnerable.
Right.
And then she puts it
back and then it's solid. Yeah, no, it's great. It's these little touches, I think, make it great. The very first dream sequence where Tina runs past, I think it's a tree, and then Freddy comes out from behind the tree.
It's like there wasn't enough space.
Right. It's like a cartoon. And it's like, oh, what a easy effect or simple effect, but it's like so effective. It's so good, little things like that. You're right. We take them for granted now, or when a movie does practical effects, it's almost like as a gimmick or as a marketing thing now. Mm-hmm. And
we didn't use CGI in this.
And here, I mean, we can talk about like the production, the production levels aren't great. The actors aren't, but the budget is on screen in these effects. Like you can tell where they put the money, and it was towards, Freddy's makeup looks great, and you see shots of Freddy in later movies, and you can tell like they were phoning in put the mask on, put the rubber mask. You know, like it's not this level. You know, and you know Freddy's glove is cool. You know, like it is a very cool intricate glove that looks functional and intricate, but it also looks homemade. Yeah, and used, and you know, like worn. It's a really cool prop.
It's killed a lot of kids.
It's killed a lot. That's right. Let's give it up for that glove. Let's talk about your Cronenberg comparison because I want to hear what you think is similar, and I'm not let's hear what you think is, because I would never probably have made the connection until I saw that in the show notes.
Right.
But I don't know that I can put, that I can articulate what the connection is. It's just aesthetic similarity is what I see.
That's really what it was, is like, just, I don't know, like, obviously with practical effects, sometimes you can look a little goofy, but I feel like it's really this in The Fly, because that's the only Cronenberg movie I've seen, is I just saw a connection there with the gore that they're using, and I kind of was like, oh, maybe he made this before The Fly, and this was like kind of leading up to that, and then I was like, oh, they're two totally different directors. But part of it as well is like the themes of the movies, like I don't know, like people believing in you and that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
I saw similarity there where in The Fly, Grendel Fly wants to, you know, evolve, become something bigger.
Right.
And in this movie, Nancy, like, kind of wants to, I mean, really she just wants to survive, but like she's basically in the process of undoing or defeating the generational trauma sure her parents weren't able to overcome. And so I don't know, it's an evolution type thing of
I get it. You know, like my initial thing is like, oh, the body horror, because like this has more body horror in it, more past like the gore. You know, the idea of like Freddy cutting himself open or cutting his own fingers off.
He cuts his fingers just to like freak her out. Right.
Like it's and it's not blood, it's like a weird pus coming out of it. Yeah. So it's like that is very like Cronenberg. And then like slashing the first girl across the belly with the 4 things. Like there's something about like, I know this isn't like Cronenberg level body horror, but there's just something about certain parts of the body that are like soft. You know, that is like, it kind of cringes you a little bit.
Reminds you of your own like fragileness.
You feel it when you watch that kind of stuff. And I think this is real effective with that kind of thing. And then like the phone, I love the phone gag where Freddy's like her, French kissing her through the phone. Like it's goofy, but it's also like, oh, it's gross too. Right. You know, like it's you get a visceral reaction out of it.
Is this the original black phone? Is that?
Yes. Yep, that's it. Because it was ringing. It was ringing without it being plugged in. Oh my God, it is black phone. Oh, the Kings stole everything from this movie. Yeah. Oh my God, this is a multi-generational curse.
Someone get on this.
Yeah, get on this for real. Cronenberg, it's worth mentioning, isn't in a Freddy movie, to my knowledge, but he is in a Jason movie. He's in Jason X. He is in the...
Well, those are technically the same universe, Dad.
And, yep, they are. And I believe that
might get to that.
Might be when New Line took over Jason. New Line, that's what allowed Freddy versus Jason to finally...
Gotcha.
So, yeah, David Cronenberg has a cameo in Jason X.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's also shot in Canada, which helps because Cronenberg's Canadian.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But no, that is really interesting. And it makes me wonder, you know, I think they were kind of contemporaries Wes Craven probably maybe was around a little bit longer than Cronenberg, but like Scanners is, I think, in the early 80s. Cronenberg was making stuff. And it's like, you got to think, like, they're both in the horror world. They have to know each other. You know what I mean? Like,
at least see each other's work.
Yeah. And, so, maybe some cross-pollination, cross-influence there or something.
Maybe they shared some makeup artists.
That's honestly super possible because or affects people.
Right.
The people who do that kind of stuff,
it's like the Jim Henson studio.
It's like a short list. It's like Rob Bottin and Rick Baker. These kind of like people who worked on The Thing and stuff like that. Like these were all people who like kind of, I think, knew each other and like floated around in the same circles. So
Carpenter's another one that has a similar kind of body horror aspect.
Carpenter, for sure with The Thing, there's a real like interesting mix of like those 70s, 80s horror people, as far as like the sort of horror auteurs who were kind of, I think, every time you say, well, Carpenter invented the genre, it's like, someone will bring, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was, I'm not trying to, establish the very first one, but it is just sort of like Halloween was like wildly popular and kind of, I think, blew up the slasher genre. So was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but that's such a different tone to that movie. Like, that's not a fun movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Halloween's a fun movie. Freddy's a fun movie. Yeah. The Fly's a fun movie.
So fun.
Scanners is a fun movie. Scanners is like gory X-Men.
I've
it's
not
like,
seen Scanners.
Check
so I
out
don't know.
Scanners. Scanners is cool.
Okay.
It's a fun like telekinesis movie where people are just like tearing each other apart.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It's like Firestarter, but better.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So, I think there was a lot of just sort of like wild ideas floating around with a lot of these guys, because I think when you look at this, we said before, this is kind of high concept for like the slasher game,
Right.
A man who comes and kills you in your dreams to take revenge on your parents, for what they did to him. It's just sort of like what a cool concept that is.
Someone really wanted their kids to go to sleep.
or
to stay
not.
awake. Yeah. No, it's like a reverse tooth fairy.
Reverse tooth fairy is great. What else we got on the list here?
Not on the list, but we were talking about like practical effects, and I'm thinking there's something to that in body horror, because you can't just do... It doesn't work the same when you try to do, like, CGI body horror, I feel like.
No.
Like, when you look at, like... I think the first thing that comes to mind is, like, Jim Carrey's The Mask, which is not, like, a real horror movie. But they try to do, like, weird body stuff. And it's, like... very CGI. It feels plastic.
The Mask fake. Was also at a time where CGI wasn't quite there if you weren't throwing all the money in the world at it, and The Mask is not an all the money in the world movie. Like, a lot of people, David Luzader kind of pointed this out to me a few years ago when we were talking about some movie where he said, well, the CGI is not very good. And he was like, well, it was still like 97 or whatever the movie,
Yeah.
And I go, Jurassic Park was 93. And he goes, Jurassic Park was Steven Spielberg in the, like, he was sort of making the argument of like, Steven Spielberg has all the money and resources in the world at his disposal. He could get that done. Like, everybody else was not at that level at that time.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Has that been George Lucas? Has that been touched up?
No.
Or because I watched on Netflix recently, like, that's the CGI that was shown in theaters at the time.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No. I saw...
That is genuinely
I'm
baffling.
sure I've told this story before. I saw Jurassic Park opening weekend with no idea what that movie was about. I had barely heard of it. I think I had been in a bookstore and seen the book in this big display with something that said, movie coming this summer. And I didn't pay any attention to it. And some friends of mine were going. It was like, I had graduated high school earlier that week. Mm-hmm. And that movie came out and they go, we're going to see Jurassic Park. You want to go? And I said, sure. And we went and it blew my freaking mind out the back of my skull. I didn't know what to expect. I went in completely blind.
That's awesome.
And you can't even do that today.
No,
it's impossible to do today to not know everything about a movie, or to have not heard of a movie that big.
Right.
You know,
you would see a year's worth of trailers.
You go and you see this thing, and you're like, oh my god, that looks so. And you spend half the movie going, how do they do this?
Yeah.
Jurassic Park blew people away in '93. It was crazy ahead of its time.
It's something.
Yeah. No, Spielberg does not go touch up his movies because he did it with E.T. And I think it's one of the biggest regrets of his entire career.
Did people not like it? Or did he not like it? Okay.
Both.
Gotcha.
They tried to make it more politically correct. They CGI touched up certain scenes where it was CGI E.T. so he could move around a little differently. They had the federal agents who are chasing the kids have guns, and they took the guns out and gave everybody like walkie-talkies. So like, well, that's too threatening. And South Park did a great episode where
I'm sure they did. The very next week.
There's a whole sort of off-screen discussion of Halloween where the older brother is going to go as a terrorist, and his mother is saying like, no, you can't go dressed as a terrorist. You just hear this in the background. And that was sort of, I think, taken out. Very post 9/11, where they were just sort of afraid of the word. They were afraid of the idea of this white kid dressing as a racial stereotype potentially, which is never shown or anything. It's just sort of like the whole idea that someone would do that. And then he kind of came out a few years later and goes, everybody hated that. I hate it. You know, we were trying to update and keep it relevant. Yeah. And I didn't realize that we don't have to do, the movie is timeless, kind of, like
keep it as is. You don't need to touch.
So yeah, he doesn't do that. And what Jurassic Park looks like on Netflix is, I mean, it looked even better because it's not compressed for Netflix.
Well,
but,
sure.
The effects are great, and
cool.
it's partly practical, it's partly CGI, it's a mix of both, in certain parts. It's a great movie. Again, one of those movies where I go, if you roll your eyes when a new Jurassic Park movie is coming out, go back and watch the first one, because it's real easy to write off the whole franchise now. And don't forget that it started with this one perfect movie. Like
they keep trying to put lightning back in a bottle.
Right. It's this, by the way, I have a new, at time of recording, I put a new YouTube video out yesterday where I'm talking about franchises and how they go on too long now because you can't recapture the thing that made it good in the first place.
I don't know, Dad. They've got a 10-year plan for the DCU.
I know, yeah.
I'm
it's
subscribed.
all going to be flawless.
A bad one in there.
That's right. In no way will people ever turn on James Gunn.
Anyway.
I just wanted to throw out, to get back to this movie, Freddy's fashion sense. Austin, you're a gay man.
By definition.
Okay. Recently, I came over to your house for a birthday party, and I heard your friends talking about how you're a gay man with no fashion sense. I dispute that because I think you can pick out whether someone is well dressed or not. What do you think of Freddy's fashion sense?
Could be better.
Sweater, fedora.
as a former recovered fedora.
You were a fedora guy for
kid,
a while. You had a fedora phase.
I was a child. I didn't know any better.
Thought you wore it well.
Thank you. But no, doesn't really suit him. He is, I feel like if this concept was revisited today, he would just be a guy with like a pedo stash. Like, I feel like this movie is trying
Get
to
in my
be
van.
creepy. Yeah, like exactly.
That kind of thing.
I'm just doing Black Phone again, aren't I?
Oh yeah, I know.
No, but yeah, the sweater's always been just hideous.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's like torn and whatever, but like even if it was brand new, pass.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I do want to see the version of Queer Eye where they take him in.
They give him a makeover. Yeah.
We need to give you a personality makeover.
They give him a facial, and like his skin is flawless after that. No. I mean, there's the thing with the villain. You know, you want them to be distinct in some way. You want them to dress in some eccentric way. I think the sweater and fedora work for that. It's not a great look, but you know, for making him memorable, sure,
it works. You know, in some ways, but yeah, it is not the fashion that they thought it was.
Right. I do like when Nancy runs out of class and she runs into that girl with the terrible sweater on. That
is something a hall monitor would wear.
Totally.
The movie clocked that.
Yeah.
That was right.
And the glove with the razors on it. So,
well, you know.
I mean, naturally.
You gotta stop people from running.
You got anything else for this movie?
I think I'm all set.
Okay, let's get down to our favorite kill. Who was your favorite kill in the movie?
So, I don't know if this technically counts as a kill. Little debatable.
Interesting.
But it is that hallway scene that you just mentioned when Nancy falls asleep in class and the dead body's wrapped in plastic and is being dragged down.
It's a great scene.
Such a good, very good, yeah.
The whole scene is good where because it transitions to her dream without any haziness or wavy line, and the kid who's reading at the front of the class just starts reading random, like, scary sounding shit. He's not reading Shakespeare anymore. And then the blood trail down the hall. Yeah, no, that's a great scene. I'll allow that.
Okay.
I'll let that go. Yeah.
Thank you. How about you?
My favorite kill is Johnny Depp, I think. I think the whole sucked down into the bed and that, like, his TV and his stereo, these things he's hooked to.
Right.
Like go
they
with
all
him.
Come down.
And then the aftermath with the blood coming out of the bed onto the ceiling. The effect, it's one of those effects where it's like you can look at it and you go, "Oh, I know how they did that." But it doesn't take away from it. It's just such a cool effect. It's a little Shining like with the elevators of blood.
I thought of that.
But and the same with like the poltergeist effect. The whole idea of the upside down room that they use multiple times in this movie.
To me, it reminded me of maybe because I just saw it, but I watched Nope, and it's like spoilers for Nope.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The rain. The rain, exactly. It's you're eating people, and then you spit back all the stuff you can't digest.
It's all the waste.
It's what Freddy was doing.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. I think it's a great visual scene. I think it's a great kill. And the idea, the idea of him not being shown dying, like not being shown murder, just sucked down into the bed, you know, and then it's just, I don't know. It's a good visual. I like it a lot.
It's good. I do want to give an honorable mention.
Ooh, all right.
To the bathtub scene.
Bathtub scene's iconic. It's great.
The claws coming up when she's falling asleep, really funny. And then they go back down when the mom wakes her up.
It borders on just straight comedy.
But,
like, it's one of those that almost, like if it was in one of the scary movies, it could play exactly the same. And in that movie, it's a joke.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, like Young Frankenstein. Some of the Young Frankenstein scenes are essentially like Bride of Frankenstein, like beat for beat.
It's just in
the context of a different movie. It's a comedy.
Yeah,
it plays funny. Yeah. Okay, how many claws up do you give this movie out of 5?
Is this okay? I was gonna ask. Is it out of 5?
One glove. Do you want to do 10? Do you want to do
no?
you want to do
5.
2? Okay.
Well, I was thinking maybe 4 because he only has 4, right?
Yeah.
But for
let's
go
with 5. Let's give him a thumb claw.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give this a Wolverine. A 3 out of 5.
3. Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give it 4. I think I'm gonna say this is a less than perfect movie, but I see the genius of Wes Craven fingerprints on this enough to. I see what he was doing. I see what he put together here, and I'm also gonna just kind of predict this will be like a high point of the franchise. Just guessing because of the Wes Craven factor.
I agree. I just feel like there was some room to grow.
Sure.
Maybe. Yeah. So we'll see.
As Hank Hill says, give him something to shoot for.
That's it.
New King of the Hill, pretty good so far.
I love. I haven't seen the new one yet, but I've seen clips, and I just Bobby's fun.
I love Bobby.
I like Bobby.
One of the great characters of all time on TV.
Perfect.
That's my purse. Oz, promote what you got.
So all the Doctor Who fans, you can find my podcast Who's On First on Spotify. We just wrapped up our 3rd season there. And all you crocheters or knitters out there, I have a new TikTok, Crochet with a Gay. It's the official title. And yeah, you can keep up to date on what I've been working on.
Are you on Instagram with that too?
That is my Instagram handle as well.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
So you can find me either place. But yeah, I just post little short clips of projects I'm working on, and
I like those.
It's fun.
I watch you on Instagram with those. I think they're cool, just little showcases of crochet, and I don't know anything about crocheting. So
it kind of motivates me to keep working at it because sometimes I can drop a project and then do a new one, and what about you, Dad?
PhilRoodArt.com. You can find everything I've got going on there. Go to the News and Such tab, and that's where you'll find my blog with links to all my videos and everything I've been talking about. So,
alrighty.
And you can find me on social media from there if you want to, but
you got all the links there.
Yeah, it's all there. Yeah, everything's there. You want to read the credits?
Yep. We did everything ourselves.
There you have it. We'll see you next time on Nightmare on 34th Street.
See ya.